Babylon stood still, not in silence, but in respect, because Akkad had done the impossible. He didn't just escape poverty. He didn't just build wealth. He didn't just teach others. He had endured. In a world where most rise like flames and fall like ash, endurance is the rarest crown. You see, anyone can start. The world is full of starters. The gyms are full in January. The planners are filled in Q1. The visions are big when motivation is fresh. But Babylon didn't crown starters. It crowned finishers. Akkad had finished, but not in the way most people imagine. Not with a mansion, not with a chariot procession, not with a golden parade. He finished with something stronger than fame. He finished with a blueprint etched into minds. His wealth lived on, but more importantly, his laws lived on. And this is what most miss. The true reward of mastering money isn't just comfort, it's continuation. A life that echoes long after breath has gone. So he gathered his students. Some were rich, some were learning, all were listening. And Akkad, now a living legend, didn't speak like a king. He spoke like a man on fire, because fire doesn't perform. It burns with purpose. He said, "Gold is not the prize, it is the test. To see if you can create without craving, to give without going broke, to rise without forgetting the ground that formed you." And they felt it, not just in their ears, but in their bones, because this was no longer about finance, it was about freedom. Freedom that can't be taken away, not by markets, not by politics, not even by debt. Let me ask you now, what are you really building? An account or a code? Because accounts fade, systems get hacked, buildings erode, but a code, when forged in truth, pressure and purpose, becomes immortal. That's what Akkad gave them. And that's what Babylon rewarded. Not the riches, but the richness of impact. That's why his story outlived the city. Why his words reached you across continents, across centuries, across culture. Because truth travels without passport. You want to know the secret? The one that separates the forgotten from the forever? It's this: gold makes noise, but legacy moves in silence. And Akkad's legacy was thunder wrapped in discipline. He had raised an empire, not of walls, but of minds that could never again be poor. Men who could lose everything and rebuild from principles alone. Because once you master the laws, you cannot be broken. You may fall, but your blueprint rises again. That is the throne Babylon gave to Akkad. Not a seat, a standard. A fire passed from soul to soul. One that says, keep first what you earn, grow what you keep, guard what you grow, and teach so the chain is never broken. Because the greatest financial system in history is not banks, it's not apps, is not platforms. It's people who know how to think. People who have trained their desires, sharpened their focus, and armed their gold with meaning. That's what Akkad had built. That's what you're building if you choose to. So what now? Where do you go after hearing this? You go to your purse. You go to your budget. You go to the mirror and you declare, I will not be ruled by consumption. I will not sell my peace for products. I will not trade my destiny for dopamine. Because wealth isn't what you have, it's what you refuse to give away too easily. Time, energy, focus, conviction. That's the real currency. And Akkad mastered all of it, starting with one coin. So today, start with what you have. One coin, one habit, one rule, and build. Even if it's slow, even if no one sees you, even if your hands shake, because Babylon still watches, not with eyes, with patterns. And when it sees someone walk the same path Akkad once walked, through resistance, through ridicule, through relentless rhythm, it opens again. It offers you what it offered him. Not just wealth, wisdom. Not just growth, grounding. Not just gold, godlike clarity. And in the end, clarity is what separates the broke from the builder, the scattered from the sovereign, the forgotten from the forever. You are not here to hustle endlessly. You are not here to impress the algorithm. You are here to rise. Slowly, surely, unshakably. Just like the richest man in Babylon. Just like you're meant to become.